Can somebody give us a clap? Everybody, all right. Let's do that again, just one person.
Yeah, that wouldn't work. I was like...
Chamberlain did it. That works. Thanks, Chamberlain.
Stealing my thunder.
Okay, we're here with Erik Sandoval from the Orlando offices, and we're going to talk about a few weeks ago when we did day turns. Erik came out with us and helped us a lot. So let's go ladies first. Rose, what was your experience with that?
I was originally like really nervous to do day turns, but
I think you all were really nervous.
Oh yeah, definitely.
yeah, because like it's been taking us like a week to do our normal stories. So like, how on earth?
Well, walk me through the process though. When you walked into the editorial meeting and you found out what your story was, you know, you said you were a little intimidated by doing a day turn. How did you turn that in your head so you said, yes, I can do this?
My first day turn was with the zoo owner who never turned in the baby giraffes, so now she's in jail.
And what a story.
What a story.
Yeah.
And so everyone wanted to talk about it, and so it kind of helped me get the information I needed to catch up to where I needed to be for that day. And I think it's extra helpful when it's something kind of insane like that.
For me, it was like, day turns going into it, super nerve-wracking. I didn't know how it was going to go. Mm-hmm. But then in some weird way, it was like, I have this time and I know I need to meet this deadline. I got to come up with something. And at the end of the day, it's going to happen. It has to happen. So there's
and you guys had some pretty good stories air.
Yeah.
On TV.
Mm-hmm.
They came together really well.
Mm-hmm. Chamberlain's story initially, like us in the pitch meeting, like we didn't know where that was going to go.
Yeah, you know, Rose said something along the lines of reaching out and not getting what you're trying to get. And so the experience that I have with Erik going out was I was covering Hurricane Helene, and I was trying to find people who were like affected by it, people who had... What did I say?
Hurricane Melissa.
Yeah, Melissa,
Natalie,
not Helene.
yeah.
I was thinking of a different video.
Weather.
Yeah, I know, I'm still in that. And so we go to all kinds of Jamaican restaurants and like grocery stores, and I mean, we're just swinging and missing, except for the first person that we go to says they talk to us on camera, but they're busy, so I need to come back. And then just being persistent, I think, is what got it home. I went back to the guy, Jamaican Grub, in the Center for the Square, and he ended up giving me an amazing interview. Kevin, he has a brother in Jamaica, and you know, he was a little bit shy to be on camera, but you know, I kind of coached him out of that shell a little bit. You know, he was saying that Roanoke reminded him of Jamaica with like the geography. Yeah, I wouldn't have thought that either.
I think with mine, one is that we have, and what I say like we're getting kind of revered for in a way, is introducing our personalities as well into our stories. So at least with my like daylight saving explainer, I was able to do like a true and false kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And then I did this bit where it's like really cold outside, but and then I put like a graphic and it's like actually not cold kind of thing. So kind of like trying to put in a little bit of humor into it, and that's kind of where my personality leans. So choosing to do that, and then certainly on the spot, you know, it's kind of like, okay, I'm still able to do it. I'm still able to be myself and show that. Mm-hmm. And then with my pharmacy desert story, where we went and talked to like a pharmacist, and he explained to us that the state is in a, you know, kind of like a public health emergency because there are not a lot of pharmacies available to people in Virginia. I think the B-roll ended up being something of a difference because I was able to collaborate with Monica, who also was working on that story. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't really a collaboration, but we showed up at the same place. We did the interview together and everything. But to see how she chose to do her B-roll, and then me just maybe taking a little bit of chance with like the angle and then the movement of my camera.
You also remember, like, that's like literally our job is to try to do it. That's like the whole exercise was to try to do the same thing but differently.
Exactly, yeah.
And so that was like a thing where even when we were talking about angles, we're like, oh, they're doing the angle. Maybe I should do a less standard version of like telling that story. But at the same time, like something I couldn't help but notice is even with our like a week-long stories, like, it's like I can't imagine doing day turns every day and not, even if you're going in with the goal that we had of like finding different angles and I can't imagine there being a world of like not having creative burnout and then eventually not going back to exactly like the same like cycle that's already going.
Eric, what was your like expectation? I know we kind of had talked about it right before in the week. Like, what was your expectation for us going into it? What did you think about that?
I don't know, my expectation, I was expecting to experience your first day turn through your eyes. Mm-hmm. And honestly, I wasn't prepared for the nervousness that you guys had about it. I really wasn't. And you and I think, went out you and I went out that morning looking for the reaction for the hurricane. And then you and I went out that afternoon for the daylight savings time story. You said you were nervous, but you didn't seem nervous.
I appreciate that.
You said you were nervous, and gosh, you seemed nervous. I mean,
Really?
I could tell.
Yeah.
And
For me, it's because I've had day turn experience.
Yeah.
Just from like J school and like an internship that I had, and it was tough.
Yeah.
Those moments were tough, especially because like you try to work on a story and the time becomes your enemy, and you get to like 5 o'clock and you're like, what am I turning in? You know, kind of thing. So I've
But you
been
got it
there.
done.
Right. I've been there, but then like the stress behind it, like barely making it, you know, it's like,
some people
Here we
live
go
off
again,
that
you know?
stress, though.
yeah, that's true.
They thrive off that stress. I used to.
Yeah.
Look what it did to me.
But then, yeah.
Eric, you talk about the idea of somebody watching the news while they're looking at their phone, and you need them to look up.
Yep.
And so I like to imagine, you know, that when the car tax video that Eric and I had go out, which was funny, serious, it was definitely something that you're not used to seeing on news. You know, imagine somebody living at the bottom of the mountain in Henry County playing Candy Crush on their phone, and then like our video comes on. I like to think they definitely looked up at that and even laughed, you know, at the jokes that we had in there.
But got something valuable out of it.
Exactly, and so that's, I think, encapsulation of what we're trying to do here.
Yeah.
You're trying to like inspire critical thinking though, as opposed to just like entertainment, and that is the difference. Because like you say, like I love that you say like get them to look up rather than like there's like an actual thing happen with focus groups of dumbing down movies because people are looking at their phones. It's like that is not what we're doing. It's like we're trying to get them to look away from their phones and engage in their communities, and that is where we do differ, and that is where we have to make a distinct separation in approaches.
Well, thanks for being here with us, Eric.
Anytime.
Let's do that.
All right.
All right.